Hello once again, fellow Star Trek fans. I hope you're doing well. I got another little goodie to show you. This is related to Star Trek. And we're going to go to Star Trek The Next Generation for today's video. And I got a sweetheart to show you. I'm going to show you the Diamond Select USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. Now you may be wondering why the lights are on. Well, I tried to push the button, and I think because the batteries are old, it's just not working very well. So when I take it out of the box for you guys, I'm going to put in fresh batteries. And of course I'm going to remove the batteries after I put it back in the box. But before I put it back in the box, rather. You can see the words that she does. Features all the following phrases and sound effects. USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D Electronic Starship, ART Asylum. This is a 2017 release. You can see it's got Captain Picard. Now I did show you guys Admiral Rikers flagship USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. And that's from the series finale, All Good Things, the two-parter. And it's got the third nacelle. I'll put a link to that in the description box so you guys can check that out as well. That was a really cool ship. This is the Enterprise D in the real timeline. You can see it's pretty large. Speaking of the Enterprise D, I'm going to have a surprise for you guys. Not too long ago, I discovered that they had done, well, it comes in sections. It's like a subscription, and they had done the what is this ship? The Bismarck, and you get sections at a time, and it comes in like a little kit, and you build it, and as you go along, you build a ship, and when you're finished, it's done. It's got electronics, and it's made of metal. It's really awesome. And I was like, wow, I know they had done a Titanic like that, but it was only wood. It was the balsa wood. I'm glad they don't make a Titanic like that, because I don't want to really be in the poorhouse, because I'd have to get it. But I did get the Enterprise D. And because it's a pre-order, it'll be a little while before I get to show you guys the first video of the series. But I did get the one that's got the lit base, so I'm in a hurry to show you guys that. That'll be another video. So getting back to the Diamond Select Enterprise NCC-1701-D, you can see the front of the box. Let's see if I can turn it around without dropping it, because I'm using one hand to film. All right, here we go. I'll show you the back of the box. And it gives you some information on the Enterprise herself. Her length is 642.5 meters. The decks are 42. Her crew complement is 1,014, and this can include civilians. And her maximum speed is warp 9.6. And it goes on to give you the information and some of the products you can order from Diamond Select. In 1966, Gene Roddenberry approached NBC with a show he described as a wagon train to the stars. What he accomplished was beyond even his dreams, a cultural phenomenon, daring to explore the nature of humanity under the guise of science fiction. It was embraced by the world, and Star Trek was born. September 28th of 1987 saw the birth of the new sci-fi legend as a crew of the Galaxy-class USS Enterprise, NCC-1701-D, was introduced, introducing Star Trek to the next generation of fans with spectacular results. The third Galaxy-class starship ever made, the USS Enterprise D was one of the most powerful and advanced ships in Starfleet. Upon its commission in 2363, it took its iconic name from the tragically lost Enterprise C, then went on to make the name its own under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, undertaking important diplomatic missions as well as making first contact with a great number of previously unknown species. A floating city in space, the Enterprise D housed civilians as well as crew, and its saucer section could separate from the star drive section in times of combat, a feature that saved lives at the Battle of Veridian 3. So that, my friends, is what's on the box. I'll give you a quick view of what's on the sides. There's the same thing on both sides. So let's go ahead, and what I'll do now is we'll take it out of the box and I'll show it to you. Okay, it does come with some paperwork, and it actually comes with two stands. One for the primary hull and one for the secondary hull if you wish to separate them. So let's put them together, and I'll take out the paperwork and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so we got the instructions out, and it's only on one side. You can see it shows you the battery placement, safety information, the play me and the try me mode. And because the parts separate, the primary hull comes off the secondary hull, you need to put batteries into both sections for them to operate independently. So the large stand is for the primary hull, and the small stand is for the secondary hull. And what I like about this is they've got the pin at the top as opposed to the ball that goes into the socket under the ship. I like these a lot better. Let me place the ships on the stands and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I put them on the stands. The secondary hull has the smaller stand, and I put fresh batteries in, and this part of the ship you can see underneath, you unscrew it and it takes 3 AAA batteries. And the bottom part, or the secondary hull, you have the button to push, and that's for the lights. When you hold it down for a couple seconds, let's see, if you hold it down for more, the lights will stay on. Nope. Well, trust me, it works, and I'll do it for you in a minute. But that's what that section does. For this section, the batteries are a little more tricky to change. This right here is a compartment, and you actually push it down or aft, and it slides out. And what you have are the 3 small round batteries. You've got a reset button right there. In case it's malfunctioning, you use a pin or a toothpick. You can push the reset button, and when it's on its own, let's see, I don't think it does anything. No, it's got to be activated. But this is what it looks like on the stand. So let me show you when the things are together and are activated. They do some pretty cool effects. Okay, so I put the saucer section onto the secondary hull, and it's held on by magnets, and I'll demonstrate what it does for you in a second. But this is the same size as Admiral Rikers Enterprise, and that one had the 3rd nacelle coming out. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description if you want to check what that one looks like. That's pretty cool. This is Captain Picard's USS Enterprise D. Now the molding is the same that they did for Admiral Rikers' ship. But you guys might be wondering, the Diamond Select, is the Diamond Select the same as the Playmates? Well, here is the Playmates version, and you can see that the Diamond Select is a bit bigger. You see, it goes to the end. So I've done a bunch of these for you, and I have playlists, the Diamond Select playlist and the Playmates playlist. So let me show you guys what this does. This is pretty cool. So when you want to activate it, you push the button or the bridge.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize.
You can see the
Scan for life forms.
top of the bridge lights up.
Shields up, red alert. Make it so.
The sound effects on the Diamond Select are a lot better than the Playmates as well. This actually sounds like stereo. This sounds really good. Similar to the Bluetooth speaker.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
Of course, Captain Picard's Tea Earl Grey hot.
Dispersal pattern, Sierra, and fire. Transferring command to the battle bridge. Continue fire all phases. Damage report. Warp 9, engage.
You can see the deflector dish lights up as well.
Let's make sure that history never forgets the name Enterprise. Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
And there's quite a few sound effects. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. Look at what happens when you separate the sections.
Prepare for emergency saucer 7.
Okay. That's pretty cool. It separates. Emergency saucer separation. And when you push the button,
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize.
so the impulse engines will light up.
Scan for life forms.
But that's it. There's nothing on the bottom that lights up, I don't believe.
Shields up, red alert.
Nope. So the sound is located in the primary hull, the speaker. The secondary hull, there's no speaker, so the only thing that's going to work in a secondary hull, when you hold a button, you've got the lights. If you hold it down for an extended period of time, the lights will stay on, as you can see. So that's pretty cool looking. The secondary hull, which contains the battle bridge. And on the back, you can see where the photon torpedo tube would be. You can see the phaser array on the rear of the nacelles. And the primary hull. Now, it's held together with magnets. So let's go ahead, and you can hear
Make it so.
this really cool sound when the halves come together. Like you remember when Commander Riker first went aboard the Enterprise, and the secondary hull met the primary hull, and Captain Picard had him do it manually to reconnect the halves. And this is in a nutshell. And just like that, it's reconnected. Now, because I had held the button, this part of the ship remembered that, so you can see the lights are staying on. You got the nacelles, you'll see the Bassard collectors, you've got the deflector dish, beautiful. On the top of the primary hull, you got the bridge that's lit, and then you have the, I don't want to drop it, you have the impulse engines. Going to the back, you've got the photon torpedo launcher, you've got the backs of the nacelles that light up. And when you're done and you want the lights to go back off, you go back to the button on the secondary hull and you hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then the lights will go off. And then if you want, you can go back. We'll go through the sound effects again.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize. Scan for life forms. Shields up, red alert.
I like when the cells blink when it goes into warp.
Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise.
They won't.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
And it goes back to the cycle, to the first one. And again, when you separate the sections,
Prepare for emergency saucer 7.
you guys remember, I think the movie was, which one was it? It was Star Trek. Was it Generations, where the Enterprise ended up separating because the Klingons had gotten the codes for the shields and they were able to fire through the shields, and they ended up destroying, well, they didn't, well, because of the damage they caused, the secondary hull exploded because of the warp core breach, and the primary hull ended up crashing on the planet. A very sad scene. I think it was after that they went to the Enterprise E. But that's what happens when you separate, and when you bring them back together, you can hear the sound that the ships make. Something that's very large coming together in space. That's so cool. So that, my friends, is the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. From Diamond Select, released in 2017. If you guys were curious of the sound effects, I hope this satisfied your curiosity, and let's play with it one more time.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize. Scan for life forms. Shields up, red alert. Make it so. Tea Earl Grey hot. Dispersal pattern, Sierra, and fire. Transferring command to the battle bridge. Continue fire all phases. Damage report. Group 9, engage. Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise. Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
And that is the Enterprise D. And if you want, you can hold down the back button for about 4 seconds. And what happens is all the lights will stay on. And show you again. You got the bridge. You have the impulse engines. You've got the Picard collectors. You've got the rear torpedo, photon torpedo tubes. You've got the nacelles. And underneath, you've got the deflector dish. And it's nice and bright. I put in Duracells, so it looks pretty cool with the Duracells. So if you guys were wondering what the Diamond Select Enterprise D looked like, then I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys very soon.
Energize.